What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, making their debut on the channel tonight. I really hope I pronounced this right. We have Mdou Moctar. Yes, indeed. How about that? Mdou Moctar making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This is a request from Brad Ball, and Brad wanted to see me react to this song by Mdou Moctar, and again, I hope I pronounced his name right, Tarhatazed. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there is always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by KEXP, sounds like a radio station, and the video has 1.8 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. Boy, that was a struggle. Jesus. 5 takes just to say the name of the song? All right, here we go. Mdou Moctar. Hope I pronounced it right. Tarhatazed. I hope that's correct. Live on KEXP. Well, okay. Maybe I was right about the radio station. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
The groove is nice. It's got a nice groove. It's got a nice laid-back quality to it, but without... This is going to be hard to explain. It's got laid-back qualities, but it doesn't feel laid back. I mean, it's got that relaxed feel, and I don't know how to explain this. Shoot, it's the best way to describe it is it has those laid back qualities, those relaxed qualities, without being laid back and relaxed. That's really the only way I can describe it. It doesn't feel like it's on the beat. It is a little bit on the back end, but not to the extent where it's like swing or anything like that. It's just very relaxed feel, but without actually being relaxed. It's so weird. I like the usage of the fingering techniques that they were doing. Not so much in the lead guitar. Using your fingernail, you have to grow your fingernails long enough to be able to do it, obviously, but I mean, that I've seen people do that before. But what I really was appreciating is what the bass player was doing and what the other guitar player was doing with the tapping of the strings, just very lightly, causing the resonance, causing the strings to vibrate ever so slightly without having an attack, just like a swell in, for example, like a drummer using mallets on a cymbal, just, nice and light, and then gradually, slowly increasing in power, which causes the cymbal to resonate a little bit louder. It's the same concept. It's the same principle with tapping the fingers on the strings like that. Gets them to resonate almost like it's being bowed, but without an actual attack. It just swells in. Really nice. Really, really nice. Well done. Let's keep going here. That's who it reminds me of. Good place to say to pause. I've been sitting here listening to him play, watching him play, and hearing what he's playing. And I kept thinking to myself, he reminds me of somebody. I'm having flashbacks of somebody, and I could not put my finger on it until just like a minute or two ago. And I was like, that's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Jimi Hendrix. He's playing a left-handed style. He's playing a left-handed guitar. It's not strung upside down, but it is a Fender, which is nice. But the way he's playing, his in particular his right hand, you'll see when he goes down to the when he goes down to the higher strings, you'll see, and here he is on the thicker strings. When he goes down to the thinner strings, you'll watch his thumb. It comes over the top. Now, by definition, you're not supposed to do that. That's terrible technique, and it can lead to injury. It can lead to tendonitis. When I was taking lessons with Joel DeBartolo, he was very strict on me about that, boy, because I would do the same thing when I would go down to the higher strings. I would have my thumb overlap too, and he would constantly get on my case about that. Until one day, he came to my house for our lesson, and he pulls out an X-Acto knife. And I'm like, what are you going to do with that? He's like, you'll see. And he took my bass. Not this one. It was a different bass. And I kid you not, he took that X-Acto knife right here, and he went straight down, all the way down to the body. And I was like, what in the world are you doing? And he's like, this is going to help you. I was like, how is destroying my bass going to help me? He's like, you're going to see when you play correctly, you're going to feel your thumb on that line. And if you play properly and you consistently play properly with your thumb on that line, that thumb is going to take care of that line. That line will disappear. I didn't believe him, but I guarantee you I was feeling for that line every single time I played. Believe it or not, it worked. The line eventually disappeared. And I was shocked that it disappeared, number one. Number two, as much as it upset me when he did it at the time, I am so grateful for him doing it because it taught me where to keep my thumb at all times, right on the back of the neck, not overlapping. But if you watch him play, you'll see it. He'll go down to the higher strings, the thinner strings, like the E string and the B string, and his thumb will come over the top. Not only that, but if I'm not mistaken, Hendrix also played with his fingers, not all the time, but a number of times he would play finger style. So I definitely hear a Hendrix influence in this guy's guitar playing. Let's keep going. Let's see where this goes. Look at his thumb. almost 9 minutes. We still got another 2.5 to go. Oh boy. If I'm being honest, it feels it feels longer. It doesn't feel like 9 minutes. It feels like about 10. I mean, it feels like 10, 10 and a half, 11. It's getting very repetitive. The song's not really evolving anywhere. It's staying right there. And it's just like, okay, I mean, it was cool at first, but, you know, I mean, they increased the tempo. Look, is that a change? By definition, yes, it is a change, but not much of a change. They didn't even increase the tempo that much. It got, I would say, about 20 beats per minute faster. Okay, that sounds, you know, it sounds different, but the chordal flow hasn't changed. The chordal structures haven't changed. It's just been one gigantic guitar solo. And there have been moments where it's been really good. I mean, there's been moments where the solo has been, you know, really nice. And there was even a couple of times where it was pretty impressive. I was like, wow, that was really cool to see that. But for the most part, it's been very repetitious, and it's starting to wear on me. It is. So I don't know. I hope they change it up or they do something, because we got another 2.5 minutes. Oh boy. Hopefully they do something new. We get it. You know how to do that. What else can you do? Saw this at the beginning. What else can you do?
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org. This is my first video of the day, and I really hope this is not a sign of things to come. Oh, this is not a good way to start. Okay, I need to get my thoughts together on this. I really do. I need to spend some serious time thinking about this and thinking of everything about this that I liked. I gotta scrape the bottom of that barrel and get everything I can that was positive out, because if I don't, this is gonna be a bloodbath. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it.
Well, there you go, folks. That was Mdou Moctar. I hope I pronounced that right. With the song, again, I hope this is pronounced right. Tarhatazed. Hope that's correct. This was a request from Brad Ball. Okay, well, I thought about it, and believe me when I say I scraped the bottom of that barrel, boy, I did. I scraped it as hard as I possibly could, and I got every good thing I possibly could. And, well, I mean, we are in the positives. We're not in the negatives. You know, we're not down in the bads, but it's not by much. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 5.7. Yep, 5.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I'm going to start off in a very weird place. I'm going to give a big shout out to that drummer, that bass player, and that rhythm guitar player. Kudos to all three of them for being able to stay focused, stay on task, not go on autopilot, and not drift off into daydream territory, because, you know, that song could very easily, that could very easily happen with a song like this to those poor guys who weren't really doing anything all that impressive. They weren't really moving around a whole lot. They were literally playing the same rudimentary riff the whole time. Now, granted, about 2/3 of the way through, it did speed up. It did speed up, and I'm going to talk about that speed up in a little bit. It did speed up. They caught it. They did go faster, but they didn't change what they were playing. All they did was increase the tempo. What the bass player was playing was the exact same thing he was playing through the entire song. What the drummer was playing, he played through the entire song. What the rhythm guitar player played, he was playing through the entire song. It's very easy to go on autopilot. Once you hit about the 5 to 6 minute mark, that's probably going to start happening. It happens to me all the time. So kudos to them for not going on autopilot. They stayed focused. At least it sounded like they did. Now, for all I know, maybe they did go on autopilot. But if they did a great job covering it up. So kudos to them. I will give credit where credit's due. The lead guitar player, what the techniques he was doing was clean. It was really well done. I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. And like I said, that fingering technique that he was using his fingernails instead of a pick, not something you see very often. It's not a commonplace thing. And he did it quite well. Okay, I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. He had some great tapping, a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs that he was doing very nicely. So yeah, I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. Now, that's about all the positives I have. Here go the negatives. Okay, I'm gonna leave the big one for the end. That when they did accelerate the tempo, when they did start to go faster, if I'm being honest with you guys, it was not together. It was not together. Which is funny because I'm watching them all and they all have headphones on, so they all must have been playing to a click, right? I mean, why else would you all have headphones on? Was it just to listen to each other with no click? I mean, that's possible. It can be done. You don't have to play with a click. But if you're going to be wearing headphones anyway, why wouldn't you play with a click? That just does not make sense to me. Unless that speed up was not originally planned. Maybe there's... Okay, this is going to go into my conspiracy theories here. This song... Has this song been recorded? Does this song appear on a record that they recorded? If so, is it this long on the recording? I have a feeling they extended this song for the purpose of the in-studio performance. They may have just extended it out, and one of the things they did to extend that was speed it up. If that wasn't on the original recording, and it wasn't, you know, part of what they've been used to playing and used to practicing, that speed up could be explained for the reason it didn't sound together and they didn't go together. Maybe that's why. Maybe they hadn't Maybe they're not used to it. And maybe there wasn't a click going. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I don't know why. If you're going to play with headphones, you might as well put the click in. You might as well. But when they did accelerate and they did increase the speed, you could hear the drummer take off. And then the bass player, to the bass player's credit, very quickly caught up with him. The bass player caught up to the drummer a lot quicker than the guitar players did. Both guitar players lagged on that speed up. And then here's the thing. Once the drummer and the bass player stopped speeding up, the guitar players were playing catch up. And they overshot. And you very quickly heard them go from going a little too fast to slow down to right back again. The yo-yo effect. There it is. Now we're here. You know, you heard it in the guitars. Both guitar players were guilty of that. There was that. Number 2, the vocals. Oh, dear good Lord. You're goodly moodily. Look, the lead guitar player doing the lead vocal, I had no problem with that. That sounded good. But once the other guitar player came in, singing the exact same notes, they were not in tune. I am sorry, they just were not. The other guitar player was noticeably, it wasn't even subtle, it was obviously flat. Now, was that on purpose? Possibly. It is possible. I've heard other bands intentionally sing out of key for the purpose of effect. If that was intentional and he meant to do it, okay, kudos to him for being able to pull it off. It still sounds bad. Listen, I understand that might be for effect, terrible effect. I would have been far more impressed rather than trying to sing in unison and being ever so slightly flat. I would have been much more impressed if he had sang harmonies, gone up to the 3rd, or gone down to the 5th. That would have been nice. I could have handled that a lot better. And then, if it was a little bit out of tune, I could have handled that too. When you're singing harmonies, and it's a little slight bit out of tune, it's a lot more forgiving than when you're both singing the exact same note and one of you is 5 cents flat. It does not sound good. There was that. Now, let's talk about the big elephant in the room. Let's talk about the thing that I really was not a fan of, the length of the song and the repetitiveness of the song. In my honest opinion, they should have stopped this at about the 6.5 to 7 minute mark, right before the speed up, okay? If they had done that, we'd be looking at a much different score. Much different score. We would be at least a full point higher, probably more. We might be in the low 7s, but we would, at the bare minimum, we would be in the high 6s rather than the high 5s, okay? That song was very long. It was very repetitive. And the reason I'm saying it's repetitive is the song didn't really go anywhere. I mean, the poor bass player and drummer and rhythm guitar player literally riffed the entire song on the exact same riff. The song didn't evolve. The song didn't go anywhere. It was basically a 12-minute long stroke fest for the lead guitar player, who has some great technique. Yes, he did. I said that at the beginning. He has some very clean technique, but his bag of tricks is small. He has some great hammer-ons and pull-offs. He did some great tapping. He was doing some great fingering. He has some great arpeggios. That's all he did for 12 minutes. That was it. He ran out of tricks and he started going back to the well and doing the exact same tricks over and 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 over again. It got old really quick. I mean, look, 5.5 minutes, 6 minutes of this, I'd be okay with it. I'd be fine with it. Even 7, 7's pushing it, but even 7 minutes I could handle. 12 minutes of this? No. No. Completely unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. if he had just shortened the song by half and not been so repetitive with the solos would have stayed fresher. But because he kept going back to the same techniques, doing the exact same things, doing the exact same runs on the exact same strings, playing the exact same notes over and over and over again, it got stale really quick. After the 6-minute mark, it was like, okay, we've heard this before. What else have you got? And we never saw, because he just kept going back to the well. Was not a fan. Was not a fan. Look, his technique was great. It was great. But how many times are we going to have to listen and do the exact same melodic line, hammer on, pull off, hammer on, pull off, hammer on, pull off, going down the neck on that E string, you know, playing the exact same notes down to his capo? And how many times he did that? He did that like, what, 5, 6 times? Come on, man. Do it once, maybe twice. That's all you need. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's not terrible. The song is not bad, okay? It's okay, all right? It's an okay song to me. There are some things that need to be worked on, obviously, some things that need to be worked out, but overall, I mean, it wasn't a bad experience. It was an okay experience. I'm telling you right now, if they had just cut the song in half and stopped at the 6-minute mark, 6.5-minute mark, 7 minutes tops, we'd be looking at a full point higher. Guaranteed. But because the song just went on way too long, I just can't do it. Can't do it. So 5.7, that is the score I feel this song deserves. Now, there may be some people who are new to the channel and they might be thinking 5.7, that's really low. That's a terrible score. No, it's not. I go all the way down to 0, and I have given zeros in the past. A 5.7 by definition is an okay score. It's not terrible. It's not horrible. It's not even bad. It's okay. Okay, now if you don't believe me, that's all right. Scroll down a little bit into the video description and you're gonna find my scoring system chart down there. Now you're looking for 5.0 to 5.9. That's what you're looking for. What does it say? Does it say terrible? No. Does it say horrible? No. Does it say bad? No. What does it say? It says okay. This was okay. Could have been a lot better, but it also could have been a lot worse too. So 5.7, I feel good with that score, and that is where we're going to stay. So 5.7, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.